Yes. Okay. Can you hear me, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So today's class will again. Is it audible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so good
Ma'am.
morning all. So today's class will be now again dealing with module 1, which is Python basics, the continuation of the same module 1. And to deal with what I had done with the last class, I had told you about conditional statements as a recap last class. So I had told you about two conditional statements, isn't it? One was elif and the other one was nested conditional statements. Do you remember, students? Yes?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So we have seen two conditional statements. Previous to that, we had seen other two conditional statements, which was just simple if and simple if and followed with if else, isn't it? So as I kept on telling, they are my control flow statements. Under control flow statements, we had three types. One is the conditional or decision making statements. The second one was looping or the iteration statements. The third one was your normal break, what is that, continue and past statement. So till now we have covered the first type of control flow statement, which is your decisional making statements or your conditional statements. So in today's class, we are dealing with iteration statements, okay, or looping statements, right? So the agenda of today's classes, how exactly while works in our Python, how exactly for works in our Python, its respective syntax, the flow chart, and the elements of these particular looping statements, followed with the range function, which is part of for loop, right? And then followed with the programs. So the agenda for today's class is this. Okay. So probably may not cover programs. So let me cover all the things which is related to this topics. We'll cover some of the programs there. Okay. So what are these looping or the iteration statements? So either there are several names given to it in each and every programming. Sometimes they call repetition statements, sometimes they call looping statements, sometimes they call iteration statements. It depends in each and every programming language. Can anybody tell me what is an iteration? What is an iteration? What is an iteration when you talk about?
Something that repeats itself.
Okay, so iteration is a word which is basically used as a process of repeating some task. Hey, iteratively do this task. I'm iteratively doing it. I'm repeatedly doing it. But we are doing something repeatedly. So that's called as an iteration, right? So when I talk about programming, right, we are not telling in programming the task is nothing but what now? It is a set of statements. So in the real-time programming, we might require particular set of statements to be repeated, right? So I want to repeat it in either of two cases, certain number of times. Say I want to repeat 10 set of statements, the set of 10 statements, sorry, for 10 times, right? So if I tell that it is not legible to write 10 statements 10 times, no. That doesn't mean that I will write 100 statements. No. I have to use something such that I write only 10 statements, but I should repeat this 10 times. Okay? Or till a condition is met. So the other cases, I want certain statements to be executed till a condition is met. Okay? So how do I do this? So there are two constructs, two controls or two constructs I can tell that are available in Python, that are while and the for loop. So in normal programming, that is whatever you have seen in C, Java, you have do while also. But here it is only while and the for loop. Is that clear, students? Yes? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, So now
Yes, ma'am.
let us now see what is the syntax or what is a while loop doing, right? So basically, our while loop is a construct available which allows us to execute a block of code repeatedly. Okay, so repeatedly. So a certain number of times or till some condition is met, whatever is the reason. So we try to execute certain block of codes repeatedly inside our while statement. So what is it I am doing here is, as I said, every control flow statement has two things, main elements. What are those two elements, students? Two elements of any flow control statement.
True and false.
No, elements, elements of a control flow statement. Two elements. One is what? Any control flow
Condition.
statement will have what? Condition and a clause. Similarly,
Condition.
yes, condition and a clause. So we have the while coming along with a condition. Remember, a slight difference between while and for here. So while comes along with a condition and along with the clause. Quite simple, as you all know. The code which is there in the while clause will be executed as long as the while statement's condition is true. So I mean to say that when the while condition is evaluated to false, the clause will be skipped. It will not be executed. Can anybody tell me how many times the while clause will be executed? Can I tell? Can I tell the number of times it is getting executed? Tell that? Yes or no? Given in a while block, can I tell how many times the clause of the while will be executed? How? How do I tell? Can I precisely tell 5 times? Can I precisely? No. Why? Because it depends on what, students? It depends on the
Depends on the condition.
condition, right? Depends on the condition and depends even on the code that you have written. I precisely cannot tell looking at the just code 5 times, 10 times. No, I'll have to trace out. I can tell, but I'll have to trace out. But in for loop, I can easily tell how many times the for will execute. I'll tell you with an example there. Okay. So whenever we write our while statement, in our, as usual, you have the while keyword. After while keyword, what should you write?
Condition.
After while keyword, the condition. Okay, what is a condition? It's basically the expression that evaluates itself to true and a false or false. Sorry. After condition, what should you write?
Clause.
After that, colon, very important. And then after the colon, what should you write?
Clause.
The clause. And that clause should be indented or unindented?
Indented.
Indented. So starting on the next line, very important, starting on the next line, an indented block of code to be returned, which we call it as the while clause. Are you understanding? Yes? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
It's the syntax. Now, the syntax is very simple again. While followed with the condition, followed with the colon. Remember, you have to write the colon there. And then on to the next line, the indented block of code, which I call the while clause. So it can be n number of statements. So it depends on the program and the task that you are performing. So statement 1 goes on till statement n. After that, I'll have the statements after my while. Something else is there, right, in the program. So now, can anybody just tell me Now, how does the control flow work here? When the interpreter sees this, what does it do? First say the interpreter is here. What does it do? What does it do? Someone can tell? First time?
It checks the
It checks
condition.
for
Condition. Okay.
condition if it's true or false.
False. If it is evaluated to true, what happens? Execute the clause.
Comes
If
with a clause
it
and
is
it will
true, say
execute
for
the
example,
statements.
it is now evaluated to true.
While clause
It will execute the clause that is consisting of the lines or the statements 1 to n. Yes? Then where does the control go? Back to the condition. Very good. It goes again back to the condition. It will again evaluate the condition based on the evaluation. If it is true, again executes this, again back to the condition. So it keeps on repeatedly doing this until the condition becomes what?
false.
Where does the control come back?
Statements after the while.
While. So whatever is the statement after the while, that means to say, I mean to say here, when the condition is evaluated to false, the while clause will not be executed or will be skipped. It will not execute. Are you understanding? Similarly, we have now the flow chart. So this is the entry point, okay, for the condition. If the condition is true, loop body or loop clause, you can tell, okay, it will execute all those body of statements. Then the control goes back to the condition. You can now see this is looping, isn't it? Repeatedly executes the loop of the body till the condition is remaining to be as true. But once the condition becomes false, control comes out to the remaining block of the statements. Is that clear? I'm sorry, to the remaining program statements. Is that clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. In a small program I have, just tell me the output. Just analyze and give me the output. Okay. What is this? Some variable I have taken. Initialized to 1. Okay. Then next I have a while statement. What is the condition given as?
N is less than or equal
Not
to
equal to 5.
5.
Next, I give this, okay? Then I give this, I give this. Okay, can anybody guess the answer? Anyone?
Print numbers from 1 to 5.
Oh, fine. It prints the number from
1 to 5.
1 to 5.
1 to 5, that's all?
Then
And then
over.
prints over.
And over, okay. Just tell me now, how many times the condition is evaluated?
6
How many times? How many times condition is evaluated here?
5.
5,
6.
5, 6. The first condition is 1 less than or equal to 5. Yes. Second condition is 2 less than or equal to 5. Next is 3. Next is 4. Next is for 5 less than or equal to 5. Then what happens? Condition again gets executed for which value of n?
6.
6.
6 less than or equal to 5. And you find that when this is the condition, the while loop condition is evaluated to false. Henceforth, it will come out of the while and execute the remaining statement. Are you understanding? Remember, the number of times the block gets executed, your condition will be how many times extra execution will be done?
Once.
Once. Because
Once.
condition, say true, when it is true only this block will be executed. So obviously 5 times condition checking will be done. There will be one more time condition checking wherein it evaluates itself to what students?
False.
False. Wherein it will come back. So you should remember that relationship. Condition execution will be always one greater than the execution of the clause in your while as well as in your for loop. Yes? Is that clear, students? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now can anybody just tell me, if I remove this statement, what will happen? Just tell me what will happen.
Infinite
will be
loop.
printed.
One will be printed. Okay. How many times?
Infinite times.
Infinitely. You can now see that condition never becomes false. It is always true. Yes. And which you result in an infinite loop. So you should make sure that whenever you write your program, your while loop must terminate. If it is not terminating, if you have infinite loop, make sure it breaks the loop. Okay, using the statements such as break statements. That we will see in the further classes. Okay, is it clear, students? The syntax, the flowchart, and a small program.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I have certain small programs for you to do on the while loop. Okay. So program to print first 10 numbers. Okay. I think it is the same. Instead of 5, what should you write here?
10.
10. So it is nothing great there.
10.
Okay. Next program is that asks the user for a number and prints countdown from that number to 0. So I have to print it. Suppose if I input 5, what should I print? I should write a program for printing. If I give 5, countdown it should print till 0. 1, 0. So I should print that using the while loop. Right? See, if at all while loop was not there, how many times should I write this program? Statements. If at all if while loop wasn't there, I should have written this statement how many times? 2 statements. Yes. In this program only. How many times should I have written this statement, students?
5 times.
5 times. Isn't it? The program becomes large enough. Isn't it? Instead of that, we have a while, which makes our program easier to do it. Okay. Then, program to calculate the sum and the average of first 10 numbers. Right? Instead of printing, I want you to print the sum and the average. How you have to do, you can do it. The sum of numbers from m to n. Okay. Then, program to calculate the sum of digits of a number. Okay. Program to find reverse of a number using while loop. Program to check whether the given number is an Armstrong number or not. Okay. So hopefully these all programs are quite easy for you to do. I'll also execute 1 or 2 programs for you here. I want you people to check out this reverse and Armstrong number. Python program is not the same as you do in your C, as you do in your Java. Slightly different, right? So we will see that. Okay. I want you people to look into it. Tomorrow's class, I'll deal with this. Okay. So today's class, I'll just show you this. And I think this sum of digits. Okay. Let us see how it will be done. Counting the countdown from number to 0. Okay. And sum of digits. I have a visualizer here for you, just to show you how exactly the control moves on. So tell me the code. Is it visible, students? Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So number is equal to int input, ask the user to enter a number. Okay. So we will enter a number. It is converted to int and it is stored in num. Okay. So what is my task to do, students? What should I do? What my program should do, students? Program to print countdown, isn't it? Countdown from a number to 0. Can anybody guess? What should I write here?
While num greater than or equals to 0.
While num should be
Greater
Greater
than
than or
equal to 0.
equals to
equals to 0,
colon.
colon. Yes. Okay. Then what should I do? Print. But then I should enter. Then what should I do, ma? Print
N. Num.
num. I have given it as num. Then what should I do?
N is equals to n minus 1.
Num is equal to num minus 1. Very important in your while is initialization and increment or decrement that you write inside the class. If you forget this, as you all know, it will lead to an infinite loop. The loop doesn't end. So you should make sure, the programmer has to make sure proper initialization of the variable which you use inside your while condition and proper updation. Otherwise, your condition remains always true, wherein you will not come out of the loop. Is that clear? Yes, students? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I give the comment end and nothing to do. I have to just print it. That's it. Okay. Okay. Can you see this? Can you see this red arrow mark here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is just a simulator like how exactly the control moves inside your Python interpreter. How does it deal? Okay. So you have to enter the input here, enter a number. So let me enter 5 as my number and submit it. I will share you the link also. You can also see how exactly your program works, right? See, can you see? Enter a number here. Yes. Can you see what happens? See, under the global frame, it is a global variable as of now. Num is having what, students? What value here?
5.
5.
Okay. Next. So you can see now the control. Where is the control now? In the while. In line 4, having the while looping statement. Okay. Let us see what happens when I press next here. So next. What did it do? What did it do here? Initially, it is there. It evaluates this condition for me. Yes. Is the condition true or false?
True.
True. Where does the control come? Where does the red line come now?
Close.
Print now.
Print num. Comes to the line number 5. Print num. Yes. Then after printing the num value, where does the control move? Which line?
Num is equal to num minus 1.
Num minus 1. You can now see when the control comes to this particular line, the value here now gets changed. So which was 5 now becomes what, students?
4.
We will just see that. See, printed 5 here. Okay. And then it prints and then it updates the value of num. Okay. Once I press next, where does the control go back? Where does the red arrow mark go?
Again to while.
Again to the while. Okay. So let us see where does it move. You can now see num is updated to 4. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can also see the red mark here, right? The red arrow mark is now again to the condition. Is the condition true or false in this case?
True.
Ma'am.
1 second. I will just come to that particular level. Yes. Where baby num equals to 4. Yes. Is the condition true or false right now?
True.
Again prints num. It prints 4. Updates the value of num, which now our num value is what now? What is the updated value of num?
4.
Updated value of num. Num is now 4. What is the next updated value?
3.
3.
So when I press next here, it will execute that statement. So number becomes now 3. And you can see it again jumps to the while loop. Are you observing this red line? Red arrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? See, you can see there are 2 arrows here, some light blue arrow and red arrow. Next line to execute is red arrow. Line that just executed is your light blue arrow. So previous to this got executed, next is this, okay? Similarly, again print num, the condition is true, num equals to 3 is printed. What is the next updated value of num?
2.
2.
Yes, it goes back again to the condition because it's a while. Condition has to become false to break out of the loop. All right. So again, 2 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes. Again, print num. Yes. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So print num prints 2. Again, num is updated. 2 becomes now 1. Observe this also. Now 2 becomes 1. Again, the condition goes above. Condition is true. The control goes to the condition. Condition is still true. Print the value of 1. Again, update the value of num, which is 0. Again, goes back to the while statement. Again, it checks the condition. Yes, the condition is still true for me because I have told you to print countdown from a number to 0. Yes or no? Is the condition true?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So it prints num, which is 0. And what is the next updated value of num?
-1.
-1. So instead of 0 here, I'll now get -1. Again, you can see that the control is again back to the while. Now tell me what happens in this case. In this case,
Condition fails.
condition is false. So tell me, where does this red arrow now to point to?
Print over.
Print over.
Print over. Okay, you can just see the jump there. See here. Can you see now? Previously executed was this because it evaluated the condition to be as what? See this arrow?
False.
True.
We'll evaluate it to false. Hence, it comes to this particular line, which is out of my while clause, print over. So it prints over. Yes? Is it clear, students? So you could print 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 and over. Yes? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Now, suppose for example, I give the input as -1. Okay? -1. Tell me what happens if I give -1 as my input?
Over.
Over. So directly it evaluates the condition to be as what? False. Initially only it jumps to over. Can you see that? Can you see those 2 different color arrow marks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can
Yes,
see
ma'am.
how the control is varying, the flow of control is varying. Directly it just skipped this. For line 5 and 6 is not executed. It just skipped to line 7 because the condition is evaluated to be as false. Is that clear? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Tell me.
ma'am, what if print over was not there?
Print over was not there, it wouldn't have printed anything, that's all. The program ends.
Okay.
Case, over is printed. Suppose in your case, if over was not there given to you, if your input was -1, it will not do anything. It will not print anything, but the program ends. It is a normal, ending of the program. There's no abnormal ending. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Now, to calculate the sum of digits of a number, I hope you all know the code of it. Can anybody just tell me? I'll just edit this itself. How do you calculate the sum of digits of a number? How do I calculate the sum? How do I get the digits of a number?
With modulus
Yes,
function.
digits of a number. So, the very simple logic behind to find a program of calculate the digits of a number is I have to extract every digit from the number. Okay? Okay? Tell me what should I do? And keep adding it. Any idea? I think you people have studied in your C. Any idea what is the logic? I think somewhere you would have done like this. Digit is equal to num mod 10. What does digit equals to num mod 10 give me?
The unit
Unit
place
place
number.
of
Last digit of a
number.
number.
Okay. And how do I get the remaining digits apart from the unit place?
Num is equals to num by
While num
Okay.
greater than
So
0.
you have the division operator. Num is equal to, what did I write?
num by 10.
Num by 10. This is what the logic you usually have it, isn't it? And then after that, you summate it. Sum is equal to sum plus what, ma? Digit.
Digit.
This is the logic which you want to repeat it several times for a number. Okay. Till where? Till the num becomes what? Num is, students, what?
Num is
Num is
0.
equal to 0. Right. So while, what condition should I give here? When should I
Num not
Greater
equals to
than
0.
0.
not equal to 0? Okay. While num not exceed, anybody you can tell me this extracts last digit, that is unit place digit, isn't it? Unit place digit of num. Yes or no? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
What does this do? Extracts other place digits, isn't it? Right? Other extracts rather than extracts, I can write obtains other place digits except unit place. Yes or no, students? What we do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Place. Okay. So you can check. Suppose say I give 123 mod 10. Num is 123. 123 mod 10. What do I get? The answer.
3.
3. 123 divided by 10. What do I get?
1, 2.
1, 2. That is 12. Isn't it? Then sum. Next. I want this 3 statements to be repeated till my number becomes 0. Isn't it? So while if num is not equal to 0, keep doing this. But when num becomes 0, stop the process. Okay? So next, I will print sum of the digits which is equal to sum. Yes? Yes, students? Any mistake? Any mistake in the code? Is there any
Ma'am,
initialize? Because you are using it first. It is all to the RHS. So if you are using it in the RHS first, it has to be initialized. Let us now see what will happen, what error I will get. Anybody can get what error I will get? What error I will get? Students? Can you see the error? It is an interpreter. So all his lines executed. But when it comes to this particular line, what happened? Can you see that?
Sum is not initialized to 0.
Where is that error? Type error, unsupported. Yes. Okay. This is not giving me that error. Anyways, fine. Sum is equal to 0. Let us now execute. Okay. User input, I'll give 123. Can anybody guess what is the answer if I give 123?
6.
6. Let us see whether I get the answer. Fine. So initially num is equal to 123. Yes. So let me execute. The control is at sum equals to 0. The next line. Fine. The sum is equal to 0. Then while num not equal to 0 is the condition true? Is the
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where does the control go? Which line number? Line number 6. Under line number 6, what is the value of digit in this case based on the value of num?
3.
So digit gets the value. Can you see here? Yes. Next, what is the value of num?
1, 2.
1, 2. Be careful, in Python, division operator will give you what answer?
Float.
Float.
Float. So what is the value of num?
12.0.
12.0.
12.0? Students? Or it is 12.3? Tell me the answer. 12 or 12.0?
12.3, ma'am.
Yes. Can you see the value of num here? In Python, when you apply division operator, though two numbers, the quotient, the numerator and the denominator both are integer, my answer will be a float quotient only. Normal division, how we do in mathematics, like that only it will give me 12.3. Okay, but actually what I wanted here,
12.
12. So how do I get only 12? Which operator should I use here then? Which operator should I use, students?
Floor.
Floor division operator. So what is the symbol for floor division operator?
Double slash.
Double slash.
Double.
Okay, right now what I'll do is, no problem, let us execute the program and see what answer I'll get. Okay, so I'll just execute it. Sum is equal to 3 because my digit was 3. 0 plus 3 is 3 there. No issues. Again, the control goes back here. Is num not equal to 0?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Comes down to the next statement. Digit is equal to num mod 10. So 12.3 mod 10. So what is the answer of digit now? 2.
2.
See? What is the answer of digit?
2.3.
Modulus works even on floating point numbers. 12.3 mod 10 is 2.3. Yes. Now again, what is the value of num? Num is equal to num divided by 10. What is the value there? 12.3 divided by 3. What answer I'll get for num? Sorry, 12.3 divided by 10. What answer would I get for num? Students.
1.23.
1 point? 1.23. So num becomes now what? 1.23. But actually what I wanted num as? In this case?
1.1.
Okay. anyways, no harm. Again, I'll summate it. I'll get the answer as 5.3. No problem. Again, it goes back. Num not equal to 0. Yes, the condition is true. Comes to digit. Okay. Now tell me what is the answer for digit. Num is 1.23. 1.23 mod 10. What's the answer for digit?
0.1.
1.23 mod 10. 1.23 is less, no, than 10. So answer will be 1.23 there. Then num is equal to num divided by 10. What is the answer for 1.23 divided by 10?
0.123.
Point something. 0.123. Then again sum. Okay. So you can see the value of sum 6.53. It became. Okay. Again, is num not equal to 0?
False.
True or false? Num is 0.123. True or false?
False, ma'am.
It's true.
True, ma'am.
0.123 is not equal to 0. It's greater than 0. It's greater than 0 there. Again, it comes to this. It will execute all these things. Again, goes back. Right? Right? You can see it is 0.0123 again. It is not again equal to 0. It will come. You can see the flow. So it will, you keep on executing. At some point of time, it now becomes 0. Wherein, what is the value of some students? 6.665, right? Which is actually not the correct answer for us. Yes? The condition becomes false. Why? Simply executing. Oh, so many. So you can see 71 of 99. Oh my God. I cannot do that fast. Step limit exceeded. Okay. Fine. 1 second. Taking the more number of steps. 1 second. I'll just show it on the normal interpreter. Let's see what's the answer. Moving out of those instructions, yes, okay. Let us now run the same program here. 1, 2, 3. Can you see the answer? Can you see the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
6.6666. Okay, to 60. Some digits is there. Okay, which is not actually the right answer for me as in terms of my program. Right? So instead of now the division operator, what operator should I use? What operator?
Flow division.
Slow division.
Right? So in that case, what will I get the answer here? Right? If it is 123 floor division 10, what answer I will get?
6.00.
Okay, so you will get The answer here is 12 in the first iteration. Okay, let us see what answer, the final answer which I get here. Okay, so 123, you can see the sum of the digits is equal to 6, which is now the right answer. Are you all getting, students? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you just change this and check what will happen. Okay, very simple now. You can now guess the right ones you will get there. Enter the input. So 123. Num is 123. Let us now execute. Yes. Num is not equal to 0 yet. Yes. What is the digit now? What is the value of digit? Num what 10?
3, ma'am.
3. Yes. 123 mod 10 gives me 3. So digit is 3. Can you see this here? Digit is 3. Next. What is num value now? Num is equal to num floor division 10. 123 floor division 10. What answer will I get?
12, ma'am.
12.
12. So I'll get 12. See, if anyone was floating, then I would have got as 12.0. Right now, both are integers. Right? So it is 12. Let us see what I'll get now. Can you see the value of 12 in num? Could you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so sum is equal to sum plus digit, right? So sum is now 0, 0 plus 3. The updated value of sum is 3. Can you see the updated value of sum? Students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, while num not equal to 0. Yes, num is still not equal to 0. Enter the loop. Digit is equal to num mod 10. So what is the digit now you get? Now, 12.
2.
2 will be your next digit. That's right, isn't it? 123. You extracted first 3, next 2. Now, what is the value of num?
1.
1. Otherwise, you would have got some other value. 1.23 you would have got if you have not used this operator, isn't it? So now 1. Num is equal to 1. So update the value of sum. Sum is equal to sum plus digit. Earlier sum is 3. 3 plus 2 is, what is the updated value of sum?
5.
5. Yes. Updated value of sum is 5. Next again it goes back. You can find that num is still not equal to
0.
0. Digit is equal to num mod 10. What is digit now? 1 mod 10. What's the value of digit?
1.
1.
1. So digit gets the value of 1. Can you see the updated value? Yes. What is the value of num? Num is equal to num floor division 10. So num is 1. 1 mod 1 floor division 10. So what do I get?
0.
What is
0.
0. I get the value. It is 0.1, isn't it? So I get only the integer value. That is 0 for me. Num becomes 0. Can you see the value here? Okay. Update the value of sum. Sum is now 5 plus 1. So what is the updated value of sum?
6.
6. Again, the control goes back to where? Why? Is the condition true or false now?
False.
False.
False. Therefore, where does this red arrow come to?
Print.
At the line.
Okay, that is line number 10. Jumps to line number 10, prints the sum. Can you see? Sum of digits equals to 6. Are you understanding? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now know the usage of floor division operator. Right? So wherever you need the whole integer number after division, make use of floor division operator. Is that clear, students? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I think even for reverse also the same logic. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you should carefully use it. So I leave that to as an assignment. Reverse an Armstrong number. Right? You know what is the Armstrong number?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So just Google out. If you don't know also, you can check what is an Armstrong number. It is very simple. If I take a 3-digit number, I'm talking about only 3-digit number. If I sum the cubes of all the digits, it should be equal to my number. Such a number is called as a Armstrong number. Okay. Very simple. You have to extract the digits, right? Perform its cube value, then start summating it. After summating, check whether the final sum value is equal to your original number. I hope you can do it, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so that's as an assignment. You can take up this task for the day. Yes, I think it is done up. Okay. Okay, so I just want you to, as of now, go through the syntax of for so that I will tell you in the next class. Okay, the syntax of for I'll tell you in depth next class, but just look at the syntax of for. So similar to your Java or C, usually we have 3 expressions in for. What are those 3 expressions, students?
Initialization, condition,
Then
Increment.
increment or decrement. So such kind of stuff is not available for me here, right? But syntax is slightly different for me. So I have a for keyword followed with a variable name, then again followed with a keyword in, then followed with a list of numbers or a sequence of numbers or a range function or a string literal. So whatever you want to traverse, you can just give towards the towards the right of the in operator, right? And whatever you give towards the left acts as the iterator or acts as a variable that traverses the list of numbers. I'll tell you in depth, just try to understand. Okay, then followed with that you have the statements to be executed. Okay, so variable is nothing but a name given to it which traverses every element in the list. Suppose say I give in the list something like this: 1 comma, I'm just giving an example, 2 comma 3 comma 4. I give a list of numbers. Can anybody tell me what does variable do? Through variable, I will traverse this list of numbers. So initially variable will be pointing to which value, students?
1.
1. Next iteration variable will be pointing to which value, students?
2.
2. Next iteration variable will be pointing to which value?
3.
3. Next iteration variable will be pointing to which value?
4.
4. Now, just tell me, I told you in the beginning, in the for, I can easily tell how many times this statement block will be executed. In this case, how many times it is executed? Exactly how many times?
4.
4 times. Easily I could tell looking at the list itself. Yes, it is executing how many times? 4 times. But in while, can I tell how many times the condition will remain true? No. It's not possible. How many times the condition remains true? If it is a simple one, that's fine. But a complicated one, I just cannot tell. I should analyze the code. But there's nothing to analyze here. Very simple. For every variable present in the list, that many times the loop will be executed. Similarly, if I have a string literal, say for example, I have hello. Can anybody tell me, initially variable will traverse to which character in the string?
H.
H. So it will just point to H. One second. Points to H. Okay. Then variable will, 2 minutes, give me 2 minutes. Variable will point to, next it is E. Next will point to which one, ma?
L.
L. And again variable will point to which variable there? Sorry, character.
L.
Then variable will point to Hello. Can anybody tell me now how many times this block will be executed?
5.
Times. Yes. So the syntax goes like this. In depth, I'll tell you in the next class how exactly it has to be done. For every variable in the list, you will perform this particular task of execution of statements. So variable in the list. So when I tell variable in a list or a sequence or a range function or a string literal, it will traverse the elements one after the other from beginning to the end. From the beginning to the end. So it will not start with 2, then come back to 1. No, it will start from 1 till 4. Is that clear? Is it clear? Okay. So in depth we will see in the next class. I'll wind up for the day. 1 second, I'll take the attendance. Will you all try the program?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Try doing it. You have to execute. Even I'll share this link to you all. Just write your programs there. See how it executes. Okay? Fine. Any doubts, students? You have any doubts? No? Shall we wind up then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. You
you,
can end the
you, ma'am.
session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.